Greetings from Las Vegas. Today is a short video on a minor accessory. This is one of the problems with the 2023 Triumph Tiger 1200 Rally Explorer is it comes with most of the stuff you're already going to want. That's why I guess it's their flagship for the adventure category. So accessorizing is fun as a owner after you've had it for a while, and this doesn't leave you with a whole lot. You can obviously go crazy if you want, but most of the stuff is already here. So one of my minor annoyances is the screen isn't great as far as navigation and all that stuff goes. So a lot of us do aftermarket screens. I'm using one from Carpuride. It's one of these Amazon brands where it's a brand highly available on Amazon, highly promoted all over YouTube. And this is a little 5-inch model that I have attached with a ram mount to a ram mount ball coming up out of the forks here, out of the clamp here. And it's just not just right. So Evotech, great little company in the UK. I just love the looks of this place too. If you look them up online, they're in a small town surrounded by what looks like a bunch of farmland and just green, beautiful countryside everywhere. And then in the small town, there's a handful, a little pocket of manufacturing locations. I used to live in a town like that in Michigan called Hamburg that was very similar, and boy, was that nice. It was a 5-minute drive to work. But anyway, haven't opened this yet. It just arrived today. This is a replacement it's a mount specifically for the Carpuride on this bike, so it should end up looking clean. And I haven't even opened the box yet. For anybody who is interested in this though, one word of caution. I chose cheap shipping, which was 13 British pounds, whereas expensive shipping is 58 British pounds. So that equates to about $17 US for shipping, or about $75 US for shipping. So I went with the cheap one. They shipped it right away. I ordered it on a Saturday, boom, they shipped it on a Monday. The company so far seems great. Made it to Germany 4 days later, made it to the US 3 days later, and then it sat in New York for 2 weeks. 7th to the 21st. So I'm, you keep tracking, and then it finally shows up. Anyway, even this morning, it said it was still stuck in Queens, New York, and Flushing, I think. Lo and behold, 10:16 a.m., it's dropped off at our front door. So it's magically transported from Flushing, Queens to here in 10 seconds, whatever. Their tracking isn't that good. So it's the difference between Deutsche Post Economy, which is handled by DHL, or DHL Express. So if you really want it quick, usually when you get things from Europe to the US, typically you pay extra for the DHL Express, and it's here right away within a week. And this was 3 weeks. So, but it's not the shipping company's fault. It's mine for being cheap on the shipping. Anyway, just a warning of if you're ordering these things and you want it quickly, don't go cheap on the shipping. So let's see what we get here. And let me bring the camera a little closer. Okay, so in the box, this is what we're getting, and little metal pieces. And so there's 4 metal pieces, and this swivel mount, and the bolts to go down into the bike. I will just let that sit there for a minute. This is, I believe, specifically the piece that attaches to the Carpuride to the back of that. And couple of other small mounting pieces. This almost looks, this is reminiscent of the, sure looks a lot, oh, it is Quadlock, I'm saying. This sure looks a lot like a Quadlock. It's actually a Quadlock component they're including in here. So that's cool. I suppose that means you can, good and bad. I guess that means you can pop this on and off easily. It also means you're gonna have to pop it on and off easily, because if you just leave it sitting on the bike, it's not gonna be there when you get back out from whatever restaurant you just finished going into. But that's good and bad. All right, so next, let me get the unit removed from the handlebars initially, and I'll move the camera again for that. So for a quick summary of what I'm doing here, this is a ram mount, has these somewhat secure mounts where there's not a typical knob that you would normally have right here. If you twist this, it just spins freely. So you have to have this little key type of thing to get this loosened up to take the device off of your bike. So that is, I don't know, there are more than one pattern on these, so it's semi-secure. I mean, if a bad guy has all the different patterns in his pocket, then he can pop these off whenever he wants, but I don't know how much of a market there is for somebody trolling for ram mount, secure mounted devices on their stuff. So that's what is coming next, is I gotta just simply loosen that up and pull the ram mount ball off from here. All right, so we get this guy in here. I don't remember how tight I have this thing. Yeah, it's not too bad. Whoop, it's already loose. Cool. All right, so that pops off. Yeah, no big deal. And then I believe this piece is going to replace this piece. Comes next. All right, so it's going to be, I believe it's going to be these two. Oh yeah, that's in there good. These two bolts from the top need to come out. And I think as I was just looking at this product a little more, I realized the cool thing is this is essentially going to be a Quadlock mount that'll work for anything. It's not just for this item, but if I have, like I have a Quadlock mount for my phone. So ultimately, it's gonna end up looking like that. And if I put the Quadlock case back on my phone, I could also snap my phone onto this same mounting point, and it's a really clean mount point. So I'm digging it. It's just I just had to wrap my head around it. Wow, that's really on there. I should have gotten the, I'll put a towel on this just in case the bars loosen up. All right, should have gotten a ratchet for this instead. This was kind of silly. Oh well. So, oh, yep, there go the bars. I'm glad I got put the towel down ahead of time. That's all right, I needed to raise them up a little bit anyway. All right. So then based on the pretty straightforward, I believe. And then this is going to connect to this, but I think it's with the shorter one. Oh, I see. I believe you could also do it. I'll have to decide which is better. So it looks like you could also do it from, okay. the back side as well, which I may have to do because I might have jumped the gun. Doing it on the, let me see. Putting this on the back might end up blocking the, we'll just have to see how it fits. Might end up blocking the main screen too much. We'll see what happens here. All right, so that would mean this goes. Still not lining up. So I'm doing something wrong here. All right, let me get the back plate off the Carpuride device. Just 4 Phillips screws, no big deal. Okay, there's a little, oops, stay there. Yeah, I think that piece is metal. So there's a little piece of cooling foam on top of the chip there. So I guess this goes like this. Probably doesn't really matter that much. Yeah, just pops right in there. Well, this is a really cool concept that they've come up with. And I guess I just use the same screws I just took out. Yep, cool. I should probably thread lock these bad boys because vibration. It's not good vibrations either. Well, it's not that bad. All right, one little dab. It's like we said in the other video, right? Little dab will do you. One little dab on each screw. Help make sure it doesn't back out from the vibrations. I actually had that on the way home from a ride this morning. One of my fuel door screws around there are 8 of them, something like that go around the fuel door. One of the screws, it had backed itself out and it's kind of shaking. Hey, what's up? Damn, that's not cool. So fortunately I was stopping. I twisted it back in while I was riding a little bit and then was stopping for gas in a minute anyway and just took it out and put it in my pocket. But that was one of those, when I first picked up the bike from the dealer a year ago, there was a problem with the fuel door and they had to replace it before I could take it home. So I got in there and realized there was no Loctite on any of those screws or any of those bolts. So thanks guys, appreciate it. Not that big of a deal, but it's just, they were probably rushing, maybe a little embarrassed that a brand new bike already had a broken part on it, but I suspect it had been sitting there for a long time and they were just looking to, or it probably had a bunch of dust on the whole thing from sitting, so it's a shop in Arizona. Okay, so there's essentially the Quadlock mount on it now. That's pretty badass, which will snap into this. And if I remember how this stuff works, well, I think I have to, yeah, I can't do it yet. I have to have it actually, this piece mounted before I can start playing around with that dummy. So I'll pull that back out and get the piece mounted here. All right, I played around with this a little bit more, and it's really not that complicated. And it's really, like I was saying, just a sweet little quad lock setup, which will leave this open for mounting any other quad lock devices after this. So I went with the longer pieces. We're going to mount them here because that'll bring the screen back this way a little bit more. Just have to be sure it doesn't bump into the tank when we rotate. And then, so these pieces are loosely attached to the side now until it's all lined up. And then we'll come back in with thread lock later once they're one side at a time when they're lined up. This piece screws in here, so we can do that now permanently, somewhat. And okay. Boy, there's not a whole lot of thread that goes down in there. Fortunately, these screens are pretty light. Yeah, this is just a little 5-inch model. I wouldn't mind. Eventually, I'll probably, this is probably their least expensive one, the 5-inch Carpuride screen for Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. It works pretty well. This one is, I think it's the 502 model, something like that. It does not do auto light detection, and that's a bummer. So when it gets dark out at night, it doesn't switch into night mode or dim itself or anything like that. So that's a little frustrating. And they have another one that's a little bit wider, that's a 6-inch, kind of, I think it's about the same height, but it's just a little wider, and that one does have the brightness detection built in. So that'll probably be the next one. All right, little thread lock on this one. And I should have put those through first. Oops, no. We now put this big bolt through here and a couple of these collars to raise it up high enough, and down she goes. Oh, I probably tightened this other one up a little bit too much. So it's got it on a bit of an angle. Or putting a little pressure on this other one here. There we go, that's better. All right, and it's going to be not super tight because we still have to get the other side out. But let's try and get it tight enough so the bars don't fold over on themselves this time. Not that that's the end of the world. There's the other one. And out you go. Put these bolts, the bike comes with a binder. I feel like my grandfather sometimes in keeping track, how I keep track of these things, but the bike comes with a binder with all the original paperwork. Anytime a bolt comes off the an original OEM bolt goes in the binder with a little label on it. So in the future, if you want to put something back to stock, or if you want to sell the bike and take these things off, you have all your original stuff in one place. A minute and a half of prep work saves you all kinds of headache later on. Okay, so put one of the collars in, get this lined up. Try and do this without dropping anything into the mysterious void. Oh, okay, good. That's fine. And crank away on this one. I'm starting to like the way this is gonna look. Floats just above the clamp just right, so I'm not worried about damage to the actual bike itself. Okay, I think these can go full on tight now. I'll have to get in and torque these however they're supposed to be torqued later, but for now, get them where they feel right. The other nice thing, oh wow, yeah, those are already in there. With the previous setup with the ram mount, it's a bit of a pain in the butt to take that thing off if you needed to get at this to adjust anything. And with this, it'll be super easy because it's just bunk, the Quadlock thing pops right off. All right, so this, then you take, and I'm putting, I think it's intended to go this way, so the button is facing upward, the release button, but I think I'm gonna put mine sideways because then when it's not sticking up over the top of the screen between your view of this thing won't be blocking any of that. So if it's sideways, it'll be fine. And you can still reach in there and unlock it when you need to. So you kind of line that up on there so it's not cockeyed and it looks good. Oh, and then thread lock again. Oh, there's already some on there. I must have done that earlier. Cool. All right. Not sure why I would have done that earlier, but. Okay. And then get that cranked down really good. All right, and then this will simply come in and the typical Quadlock connection, you just line it up in the notches. Of course, this isn't the best viewing angle. Oh, there we go, boom, and it's locked in just like that. So now I just need to, oh, it's already good. Sweet. Now I just need to decide what angle is right for me and then tighten up these side two bolts and boom, done. So let's see. Put all these back on the, I don't think I need this anymore as long as this is not touching. Yeah, that's good. I needed that to be up a little anyway. Very cool. And the other thing, when it was on the ram mount, this whole thing was slightly cockeyed a little bit, and that won't be an issue anymore. So let me actually turn this thing. Plug the cord in. Yeah, that's not really where I want it, I don't think. Let me see. I'm going to come around like this. Yeah, that'll work. So it's a waterproof. That's the other thing. Nice thing with this one is it's supposed to be waterproof, so that's cool. Key is with me. And let me get the camera to show This little rascal is booting up. Oh, my phone's right here, so that's cool. Yeah, let me make sure that the gas cap still clears, no problem. Oh, this thing, these things are not great. It requires so much pressure. All right, so let's see if we want to blow this thing up. Just go way back, there we go. I think that's pretty solid. So I'm going to pause this real quick, and I'm just going to tighten up these side bolts with some thread lock, and yeah, that's just about right. Basically the same angle that the primary screen is on. Looks like it's going to be just about perfect. So, all right, let me pause and we'll come back. Well, there it is. Let's see how it looks on there again, and we'll turn on accessory, fire this thing up. And I'm actually going to just pop the camera off the holder here, and to get an idea, that's about the angle you'll see when you are looking down on this thing. So it's just, the top of this just lines up, maybe cuts off the word Triumph just a little bit when you're riding, but other than that, riding position is super good. And there we go. Looks like it's going to be great. There's no worry about it smacking into the gas tank when you rotate the handlebars. So yeah, there's a little better look what it looks like from the other side. They even included these nice little boots to go over the bolts that are exposed. So you know, sometimes you get a little, if you get any water in those, you get a little bit of rust buildup in those things. So pretty nice. And then the little Quadlock release lets you twist it and remove it if you want to. Put another device on there if you want to. Nice job. This is Evotech Carpuride handlebar mount for a 2022 and newer Triumph Tiger 1200 Rally Explorer, and it worked out really well. I'm super happy with it. So thanks for watching all the way to the end, and if you like these kind of videos, don't forget to subscribe. I do these occasional accessory videos, not that many because this bike comes with so well equipped, and then my wife and I do quite a few trips around the Las Vegas Valley, trying to show people cool places to do a day trip or a short ride, interesting places around Las Vegas Valley, whether you are a local or a visitor. That's one of our passions, is just going out and exploring places, and we've started sharing those videos with me on the Triumph and her in the Corvette, because I don't like riding in that and she doesn't like riding on this. So until next time, drive carefully and come back soon.